Hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good. If you're here, go ahead and drop something in the chat window to let me know you guys can hear me pretty good. All right, there we go. I think we got it. Let's go ahead and take this music down. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Onyx once again, Going Full Nerd. Yo, you know I have to work through some of the technical difficulties sometimes. I mean, I don't know what it is. I start this program up to do this each time. Is there still a little feedback? There's a little feedback. Okay, hold on. I start this program. All right, we good. We are good. We are good. We are feeling okay. What's happening, everybody? Yo, you know, this is it. This is the time. This is what I planned on talking about for a whole week. I have planned on spoiling Infinity War. Now, if you've been following the podcast on Anchor.fm, I've been reposting it on YouTube, and I'll be honest with you, there's been a lot of stuff going online. So, for those of you who have not seen Infinity War yet, you are wrong. I don't care. You're going to catch a spoiler. That's the way this works. As you can see, I'm rocking the brand new Thanos, Thanos is Supreme shirt. I had to treat myself to something nice after watching that movie. I was like, you know what? I got to get this. I got to get this. But let's start this off with what I start off with every week. Top box office. No doubt, we knew Avengers Infinity War is the top box office. Yes, it is the top box office. It pulled in the U.S. $112 million in its second weekend. It did $650 million worldwide last weekend, with $250 million of that being in the U.S. box office or the North American box offices alone, and it still hasn't opened in China. Yo, can we say it's going to hit $1 billion real quick, real fast? That's why James Cameron has got all that hate when it comes to saying superhero films are going to be a fad. That's why he mad at the world, because, Avatar was at the number one. Avatar was at the top. But when you got films like this popping up, Avatar going to fall. It's going to drop. It's going to drop. I'm just saying. But anyway, rest of the box office this week was kind of shady. We're going to go 2 through 5 real quick. Overboard, new release, have no clue. A Quiet Place, shh. Monsters If You Make Noise, yeah. I Feel Pretty, comedy, yeah, okay. Followed by Rampage at number 5. So people wanted to go see The Rock when they couldn't get them seats to Infinity War. They was like, bump it, we're going to go see The Rock. But that's cool. But this is just to let you know how epic this movie is. The movie that came in second, only made $14 million. So that shows you what we're dealing with. So anyway, on to the show, on to the spoilers. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to talk about certain key things in the movie that I took a look at. Also, I am planning on giving you where I think this is going to go for Avengers 4 and where I think the Marvel Cinematic Universe should go on its way once it finishes all this. I mean, I'm just saying, that's what I'm thinking. So, this is it. The complete Going Full Nerd feelings / spoilers about what you can consider the best superhero film in modern history ever. Some people say, no, come on, you're giving it too much. Right now, this is going to be the standard. I'm just throwing it out there. Last week, I gave you my review. It was a spoiler-free review. I gave it as one of the few that gets the 5 out of 5. All right? And it's continuing the box office dominance. Now I got a few words and feelings. Now, I did 3 podcasts this week. You'll catch the links to that in this video once everything does for the replay. And if you're following me on youtube.com/GoingFullNerd or looking on GoingFullNerd.com, you'll catch some of them, or Anchor FM, just listen to the podcast, iTunes, all that good stuff. So let's start it off. First thing we're going to talk about is Loki. Loki tried to be heroic. Okay? Loki, basically, he was the big bad villain in the first Avengers movie. Everybody was like, ooh, Loki, ooh. Everybody fell in love with Tom Hiddleston. You know, he had the flowing hair. The ladies loved him. You know, I remember going to the initial comic book convention in New York when the first Avengers came out. And they were hyping it all up. And then the next thing you know, everybody was screaming at the top of their lungs when Tom Hiddleston came out. It was like, oh, Tom! All the ladies in the audience. And they're like, okay, whatever. Y'all just hype over a villain, you know. And Loki had the distinction of being one of the villains that just never caught a bad one in the movies. They just kept bringing him back. We all know that a lot of Marvel villains, they catch a bad one, they like one and done. They like wet naps. You're going to wipe and they gone, right? So now, Loki shows up and does all this stuff. So with the movie taking place right after Thor Ragnarok, Loki is still on that heroic kick. He's still like, you know, he's still feeling himself because him and Thor were fighting side by side. He's still feeling himself doing all this. Odin's gone and all that from Ragnarok. He tries to pull a slicky move and tries to stab Thanos. Really, dude? He done decimated half the darn people. The Black Order been whooping Asgardians. You see Heimdall catching a bad one. You know, you saw everybody catching a bad one. He got Thor like a grapefruit. Thanos got Thor like this, right? So he tries to be slick. He throws it in there. And Thanos gives him a bad one. I mean, Loki thought he was smooth because he remembers all the way back from Avengers 1. And that's going to lead me into my second point. You know, you remember when Thor, you know, whooped up on him talking about puny God. All right? So he figured, yo, Thor. He was like, Hulk. He was like, we got a Hulk. Hulk came in there like he was Mike Tyson. All right? He came in there swinging on Thanos. It looked like, you ever seen them video games? Like if you played Lego Marvel and you had the Hulk fighting Abomination in the beginning levels of Lego Marvel and they would be fighting on that little thing and it'd be like, That's how Hulk was throwing down with Thanos, right? With Thor laying down on the side, wore out. Hulk is like a big kid on the block who has never gotten whooped. You know, he was that one big bully that lived in the block. He was always getting whooped. And then the new kid shows up and wears him out. That's what happened with Hulk. You know, Heimdall saved him before he caught the big L, right? Before he caught the big stabby stab in the chesty chest. You know, thank goodness. A lot of people were trying to ask what happened. Where was Valkyrie? Well, the Russo said Valkyrie made it out, possibly on the escape pods, trying to save other Asgardians. That's the off-camera from the director, so that means Tessa Thompson may show up for another movie eventually, which will be cool. Or maybe she's in Avengers 4. I have no clue. But that's what the deal is. All right, so you was trying to figure out. Korg, nobody would say what happened to Korg. Korg caught a bad one, I guess. But, you know, Hulk, he got them hands laid on him. He got them hands. You know, Hulk came in there like, you know, I've been whooping everybody on the block, and Thanos laid hands on him. Thanos treat him like, you know, he stole something, right? They got him out of there, thank goodness. But this is my thing. That could have went so much different, but my thing is where was Hulk when everybody else was getting whooped? Why wasn't he laying waste to them cats? And which is going to come out in a couple of other of the points that I want to make about, you know, about Infinity War. There was a few inconsistencies in how these characters threw down, but that's okay. I mean, I still loved and enjoyed this movie. So let's go out. We have to point number 3. All right. We'll talk about Hulk again a little bit as we move on, but I'm going to point number 3. Doctor Strange is probably the most powerful non-Avenger Avenger. I mean, you know, from the beginning of the movie, he pretty much dogged out Iron Man from the, went to get him, knew he had to go get him, but went and got him and just started talking about him bad, from giddy up, and Stark don't help. Stark basically got his, crappy attitude that he carries on forever, but the thing is Doctor Strange, he had a lot of powerful stuff, so I'm trying to figure out why, and this is my line, why he didn't do a lot of things in the beginning. Now, he protected that time stone. We know he protected the time stone. That's cool. And he had laid it down in the beginning with his boy Wong, which is going to be point number 4. But they were like, yo, we got to protect this time stone. I'm like, okay, you're going to protect the time stone. I'm digging it. It's good. I can feel that. So, in protecting the time stone, he told Iron Man, yo, if it comes, I'm not going to save you. If Spider-Man, if the kid gets wore out, I'm not saving you. My goal is I will lay down my life to protect this time stone. We all know how that went. Or if you have not watched this film, you don't know how that went. And I'm going to tell you how it went. Yo, he handed the time stone over like it was just like no mas. It was like the old school boxing. He was like, no mas, no mas, no mas. Doctor Strange, one of the key points of the video is he looked at 14 million ways this could end, and there was only one possible winning scenario. Now, a lot of people was like, well, maybe he did something, but why did he give up the time stone? That's the initial gut reaction that a lot of people had watching the film. But if you think about it, he's the most powerful character in that whole movie, and basically he knew what was going to go down. He seen Avengers 4. All right, he was like in the back of his mind with that time gem. He saw Avengers 4. He knows what's going to go down, and he knew that Tony Stark had to be alive for that to happen, no matter what. And there's also going to be a couple of other things I'm going to say Doctor Strange knew what was going to happen and didn't do anything about, because there's been a lot of memes online showing how they could have actually won that fight a lot faster. But that doesn't necessarily mean they would have won the ultimate battle with Thanos. So let's go ahead and move to number 4. So after, Spider-Man shows up, Doctor Strange shows up, Black Order, fighting, streets of Manhattan, they getting wore out. Bruce Banner got issues because he can't turn into the Hulk. Hulk is not coming out. Hulk is on pure bitch mode. Let's go ahead and say it. Let's call it. He's on pure bitch mode because he done got wore out in that fight. So let's continue on. Let's figure it out. And what's the figuring out? This is the figuring out. The Black Order was wearing dudes out. They was wearing them out. They gave Tony Stark a run for the money. They gave Doctor Strange a run for the money. Matter of fact, they captured Doctor Strange and was working him over. Spider-Man got worked over a little bit. Now, these are some powerful dudes. Powerful dudes. And so, once all that fighting in Manhattan, and then Iron Man takes off in the sky, Spider-Man takes off in the sky, Doctor Strange is kidnapped. We know all that's going down. What does Wong do? Wong looks around, be like, yo, ain't nobody at the crib. I got to, yo, Banner, man, I'm going to go watch the house because nobody watching the house. He talking about he guarding the sanctum. How you going to guard the sanctum? The whole world, the universe is in peril, and you worried about one building. I think Wong wanted to go get that sandwich that they was trying to scrounge change for personally. He was trying to get that sandwich. He was like, yo, I don't know about y'all, but I'm hungry. I just got through fighting, doing my mystical, magical thing. I'm outclassed with you cats. I'm about to go get me a snack. That's how I felt. So Wong went back to the house. I hope Wong got a part in Avengers 4 because I feel kind of salty that Wong went back to the crib while everybody else went fighting. I'm just saying. That's just me. So, what else? What else about Infinity War kind of set me off? Thor. Okay, Thor. Now, some people would look at Thor and say, that's determination. That's his go-to-itness. That's his will to win. No, Thor is that one dude that gets whooped and comes back like, oh, I could take him, like a punch-drunk boxer. Let's throw that out there. Let me say it. Like a punch-drunk boxer. Now, Thor, let's keep it real, Thor. I'm about to put it out there. I'm about to say it. You put up some good throwdown. When you showed up in Wakanda, Thor, I was like, oh, the tide of the battle is turning. This is it. But then you was worrying about taking out the big. Yeah, you should have went for the big ship. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You got lightning. You got your Big Trouble in Little China self going down. You got all that stuff going on, and you worrying about the small stuff that everybody else can handle. Let me know. Talking about where's Thanos. Don't call Thanos to the ground. Go up and get him. See, that shows me that Thor was still scared. He was still scared. Don't tell me. You don't get whooped like that. And then don't get scared just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Luckily, he got an eye back. It's kind of funny how he got the eye back. I did that throwback to the Guardians first movie with the eye. That's all I'm pointing. But anyway, that's my issue with Thor. Now, all up until the Battle of Wakanda, we get to my next point. Point 6. Point 6 is something else. And this is what I'm going to say about point 6. Point 6 is the Black Order was mad powerful. They were able to lay waste to a ship full of Asgardians. That was even before Thanos started raising hands. Thanos didn't throw any hands in the beginning. It was all the Black Order. So you got all these super strong Asgardians. Yet the three least powerful Avengers, Avengers that were in this movie, the three least powerful Avengers that were in this movie beat down two of the Black Order with no problems. Captain America, Black Widow, and Falcon. The three of them was able to put Proxima Midnight on her tail and talk about, I kill you if we could kill you, but we want to know stuff. Man, that was the one BS moment because, they were working over Scarlet Witch and Vision. And those are two powerful dudes or two powerful peoples. And just to see them get worked like that and then have Cap, Falcon, and Black Widow. Now, don't get me wrong. I was like, yeah, in the movie. But then the back of my mind, my comic book sense started tingling. Like, plot point. Plot failure. Yeah, I mean, they could beat all these Asgardians, but, you get three dudes that just walk out of Starbucks and get them wall out. But I'm just putting that out there. All right? They got smashed. I'm just saying. All right. So those are the big things that I looked at with Infinity War. We know that a lot of the characters died, turned to dust, Salt Bay to the wind, whatever you want to call it. It's all good. Because why? Thanos is supreme. So let's go out here and let's talk a couple of things. Let's talk a couple of wild little theories on how Avengers 4 can turn out. Well, we all know that there are two movies that are coming out between now and Avengers 4, which is not titled. If you go on the internet, there is no leaked official title for Avengers 4. Comicbook.com, which I think they're a trash website, and I'm sorry. I hope somebody is watching because I think you're straight garbage. But they put up there, somebody says it's Avengers Endgame. I don't think that Disney/Marvel would say that because they know they can have another group of Avengers and do another Avengers film even without the big stars. Or they could even just recast it, get some real close looking people and work it from there. Because even though we've fallen for the actors, we know if they got good acting chops, good writing, we can continue this series for as long as we need to continue it. So, first up, Ant-Man and the Wasp. We know the movie Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out this July. Ant-Man and the Wasp comes out this July, and they're going to be exploring the quantum realm. If you remember from Doctor Strange with the quantum realm, we saw when he got blasted through by the Ancient One, going through all those different worlds. Just, woo! All right? Now, this ties in with my little second part, which is Soul World. If you remember, at the end of the movie, Thanos was talking to a younger version of Gamora, who he sacrificed to get the Soul Gem. So now, this is my mindset. This is what I'm thinking. Is that Soul World is actually accessible from the quantum realm. And that somehow Ant-Man and the Wasp, unless they went up in poof smoke at the end of their movie, which we know Ant-Man shows up in the set pics from Avengers 4, okay? So, this is my key. I haven't seen Wasp, but I've seen Ant-Man in some of those set pics. So that makes me think that maybe they go through the quantum realm, go through a back door to start saving people. Because when that Soul Gem, the Soul Gem is part of the gauntlet. If you snap that many people out of existence, okay, where do the souls go? Maybe the Soul Gem sucked them in. Because if you know from the comic book, the Soul Gem has a pocket dimension called Soul World. That anybody that the Infinity Gem was used on actually has a part of them residing in it. So, all those people could be residing in there, living free, happy, hey, whoa. But maybe Ant-Man could make his way through and bring everybody back. The Russo brothers said time travel will not be a factor. So maybe everybody's not truly deceased. Especially since we know Spider-Man 2 is coming out. We know Black Panther 2 is coming out. And there's going to be a Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. So we know some of these characters got to come back. And a lot of them, their contracts are not done. And there was a reason why they left. The main Avengers, the guys from the first movie, all survived. Sort of like coming full circle, ain't it, folks? That's what I'm thinking. That's my thought process. But that doesn't negate the fact that time travel could be a factor. You do have the time gem. I mean, hey, Vision caught 2 L's. Vision got the gem destroyed by Scarlet Witch, thinking they're going to keep it out of Thanos' hands. Thanos said, you know what? You caught the L. I'm going to bring you back to life. You're going to catch another L. Wow! And then, pretty much, that was it. He had the complete gauntlet. Ha! It was like, yeah, we ready, son. We ready to do it. So, that's a thought. Time travel. Even though the Russo brothers said in their directory, as directors, we will not do time travel. That is an open option. They can do misdirection. They have done misdirection. We know that there was misdirection in the trailers leading up to this because we know we didn't see a full-formed Hulk in the Battle of Wakanda, which the trailers clearly showed him as the Hulk running behind Captain America. So we know that did not happen in the movie. So that could be misdirection on their part. We don't know. So time travel could be a thing. And wouldn't it be awesome? Wouldn't it be great? And I'm going to talk about the future of the MCU once I get past my last couple of points. Wouldn't it be cool if Kang the Conqueror comes about of this and he's the next big baddie for the next Avengers or the next Marvel Cinematic Universe big baddie that bands everybody together? Maybe. Maybe not. But that would be hot. Or maybe that could be an intro to something even better in the future. So let's go to the last part on theories on how this could be resolved. After credits, end credits scene. We got treated to Sam Jackson saying one of his most famous lines, the one line I think they pay him to say in every movie. He went and said, "Mother," and then that was pretty much the end of the film. So, my point is this. He got that old school beeper, went out, and it showed Captain Marvel's symbol going out. So that means Brie Larson's going to show up and come as Captain Marvel. We know that movie comes out in March of next year, March of 2019. And that is going to flash back to the 90s with the Kree-Skrull War, I believe. And basically she's going to actually probably show up in Avengers 4. I think she should. If they did that in the last scene, if she don't show up in Avengers 4, I am going to be sorely disappointed. I'm going to be highly upset. Now, we've seen set pictures from the Captain Marvel film, but we did not see a fully realized Captain Marvel in Avengers set pics. But they did keep a lot of it under wraps. So we don't know how she's going to play in Avengers 4, if she even plays in Avengers 4, because they've been pulling some foolishness back and forth to make it, pretty much doing that to us to say, hey, we got you. We're not going to let you see what's going on. We're just going to deceive you, and boom, boom, boom. So that's what the future on how this could be resolved. Now, the future of the MCU, that's a lot more fluid. We know they got about 20 films lined up. 20 films that they want to do in the future. And out of that 20 films, we know there's a few. Black Panther 2, Spider-Man 2, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We know there's no more Thor, there's no more Iron Man, there's no more Captain America on the books for now. They've been rumoring that they might do an Eternals film. We don't know what else. The TV properties have been getting boosted up because we got Cloak and Dagger getting ready to appear. We got the Netflix stuff still popping with Luke Cage popping up in, I think it's June 22nd for season 2 of Luke Cage. We got all that good stuff going on. So, let's figure this out. Future of the MCU. Could Namor the Submariner be a part of it? That would be great because, there was always constant beef between Wakanda and Atlantis. And being that Black Panther is going to be around for a few more films, especially after how good it was, Wakanda Forever, all that greatness. So maybe we could get that Atlantis-Wakanda beef going? Maybe? Maybe not? No, I don't think so. So, because of the rights being tied up with Universal. I know they made a deal. That's why we're not getting any more Hulk standalone films. Hulk will always be in some sort of ensemble film or somebody else's film, but he'll never have a standalone Hulk film due to the contract deals with Universal Studios, who owns the rights. Namor has been in Universal rights limbo the whole darn time. And even though we want it, we got an Aquaman film coming from Warner Brothers this year. Even though we want it, Namor would be awesome, but it probably won't happen. Now let's talk to Fox properties. With the X-Men being pushed back to next year, meaning Dark Phoenix and the New Mutants film, Deadpool is still going full-fledged forward because Deadpool kind of acknowledges the fact that he's a movie and that, all this other foolishness. So he can actually stay on the same course he is and be integrated into the MCU as long as they do it and continue his R-ratedness. That would be great. That would be awesome. But what about the X-Men? I don't think we're going to see the X-Men for at least a good 5 years. Not in the MCU. And then they got to figure out a great way to get them wrapped up and into it. That's why I say think Kang, think the aftermath of Infinity War with the reality being messed up, all sorts of things going on. Because that goes into my next little bit about the Fox properties, all right? And that is the Fantastic Four. The end result of Infinity War could have a scientist by the name of Reed Richards be fascinated by traveling through space and getting to these different locales, especially since the aliens have been seen, and get his family out there and then get bombarded by cosmic rays, and poof, we now get the adventure side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We can have it like an Indiana Jones type thing with the Fantastic Four. That would be hot. That would be awesome. That would be the beast. But I doubt that will happen until we can get a definitive answer on what Fox does. Think about it. The guy from A Quiet Place would be a great Mr. Fantastic. They say Emily Blunt would be Invisible Woman. You could get John Cena. I'm not feeling that part as the Thing. And, it would be hot. It would be cool. You could do something like that. But the likelihood is real low. So other than that, let's talk about the last elephant in the room, which would be recasting. Yes, you could recast all of the main characters and just keep going. As long as you keep the right directors, the right writers, they can ride this train until this train break down and then roll a caboose uphill. That's how I feel about the Marvel Cinematic Universe. There are so many characters they can tap into, and they're tapping into third tier, fourth tier, fifth tier characters. Okay? There are so many things. We all got the whole cosmic Marvel Universe that we can reach out to. Whew! Man, that was a lot. That was a mouthful. Yo, everybody, that was me spoiling Infinity War and giving out the best information I could and hopefully entertaining you with my thoughts and process. Do me a favor. What I need you to do, other than subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow GoingFullNerd.com, listen to the podcast on Anchor.fm, and follow me on Twitter, which is at Onyx1969. This is what I'm going to give to you. This is what I'm going to tell you need to do. What you need to do from there is leave your comments, hit the thumbs up on this video, tell me what you think and which direction the Marvel Cinematic Universe is going to go. How do you think the Avengers 4 is going to end up saving the world? And if you can't say nothing nice to somebody, don't say nothing at all. This is your boy Onyx at GoingFullNerd, and I'm out of here. Peace. Woo! Man, that was a lot.